Welcome to the Morning Update. I'm Erin Roan. Celebrations for the crew of Andrew Comanche after the Super Maxi took out line honours in the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. It took a day, 11 hours and 56 minutes. Skipper John Winning Jr. says plans to protest over the jostle at the beginning of the race were abandoned though.
Would you worry about it if you came first?
No.
Exactly.
Law Connect came in second. A year after being booted out of the country, Novak Djokovic is back in Australia. The former world number one flew into Adelaide last night to begin preparing for the Australian Open. Tennis Australia CEO Craig Tiley says it's good to have him back.
9-time champion, we're welcoming back to Australia, and I think that he is going to be, again, the player to beat.
An investigation is underway into a fatal shooting in the New South Wales Hunter region. Emergency crews were called to a home east of Cessnock last night to find a man with critical injuries. He died at the scene and is yet to be formally identified, but police believe he is 25 years old. Anyone with dash cam or CCTV footage of the incident is being urged to contact Crime Stoppers. 3 young children have been found alive following a crash in WA that killed their mum and dad. The family last seen on Christmas morning, their overturned car discovered by a family member.
An incident of this type is tragic, especially this time of year. A family member actually found the vehicle. Upon police arrival, 2 of the children were outside the vehicle and the baby, 2-month-old baby, was located inside the vehicle still.
That's Inspector Tony Valletta there. Overseas, a state of emergency has been declared in western New York, where a monster blizzard has claimed 28 lives. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says the threat is far from over.
This blizzard is the one for the ages. Certainly it is the blizzard of the century. Anyone who declares victory and says it's over, it is way too early to say.
The Russian president has banned oil exports to countries that imposed a price cap over the Ukraine war. Vladimir Putin has signed off on a 5-month ban on the supply of crude oil and oil products to G7 countries. It will come into force in February. He will have the power to overrule it in special cases, though. And we're being warned of the dangers of debt hangovers with sales now on across the country. Aussie consumers are expected to spend almost $24 billion from Boxing Day until January 15. Figures show our accrued credit card debt is sitting at around $17 billion. To sport now, the Aussies well in control heading into the third day of the Boxing Day test. We're sitting on 3 for 386, leading South Africa by 197 runs. David Warner silencing his critics with a double ton before being forced to retire with severe cramping due to the heat. Former Test captain Ian Chappell says he thinks Warner was lucky to remain at the crease for as long as he did.
The treatment that David was getting on the field, you can't do that in my opinion. If the guy can't carry on batting, he's got to go and get that treatment in the pavilion.
And in the Big Bash, the Sydney Thunder chalked up a 10-wicket win over the Brisbane Heat. For even more sports news, make sure you check out the Sports Update. You'll find it wherever you're listening to this show. In entertainment news, and Avatar: The Way of Water continues to kick goals at the global box office. It's earned more than $955 million in ticket sales, overtaking Black Panther, Wakanda Forever and The Batman. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcasts team. We'll see you later on for another episode of The Update.